I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Not because I thought we deserved to win, not because I thought that it was a shambles. I'm just disappointed because I don't think we turned up today. I don't think it was the game that we expected to go and clear 3 or 4 past Chelsea. But when you look at the circumstances and the fact that they had 10 men and the fact that we probably didn't make it look like they had 10 men, I think that's what's really disappointed me. In attack today, Arsenal were a little bit blunt. I don't think they had much going forward. And every time we tried to bring it forward, it just seemed like Chelsea were able to sweep up. This is a Chelsea that I've questioned. This is a Chelsea that I haven't been sure about. This is a Chelsea that have been inconsistent. And although I didn't think they were outstanding today, I just felt like Arsenal should have done more to show a little bit more up there and show a little bit more mental strength to the fact that actually, although our 2 centre halves are out, we have still got enough to go and take 3 points. I don't think Chelsea were at the races today in all departments, but certainly they showed a little bit of fight. And they came to the races to bully us. I expected to see some excellent football from both sides today, and I'm not really sure that we got that. And I think the fans, as a neutral, will probably be looking at that game thinking, I didn't expect to see much of a boxing match as we did. I didn't feel like Chelsea came to play football against us. I feel like they came to kick us. And Chelsea's kind of game plan there to get into us and bully us kind of made Arsenal just go, yeah, go on in, we'll do that as well. And then it was just a game with everyone kicking the hell out of each other. Now I don't mind that. I'm old school. I like that sometimes. I like it in a London derby and in a rival game to get stuck in. But actually it was breaking up play too much and it wasn't really allowing either team to move much forward. I didn't think Arsenal really got going very well. I thought we were second to most of the balls. I didn't think our passing was good. I thought we were sloppy. I didn't think there was any of our front three making much. Now, Cucurella, on the other hand, came and got a yellow quite early on. Then that allowed us to get a yellow, then them to get a yellow, then us to get a yellow. And then, of course, there's the Moses Caicedo incident, which was shocking. I've got to be honest. That's an absolute straight red. It's a shocking tackle. And we didn't get to see Rice or Caicedo today, people, because Rice stayed on the pitch and Caicedo didn't. If that's a good Chelsea performance, then I'd worry if I was a Chelsea fan, because I didn't think Chelsea were going to show anything today that made me believe they're going to go and win the title, and that's what they didn't do. They were better than us in certain departments. I thought they had better chances than us created, but really and truly, I don't think Raya was much worked other than the João Pedro header. He collected the ball a couple of times from Enzo. And then I could say the same against Sanchez. I think he made 2 good saves. The first save, I think, is from Martinelli. And the second save in the second half is from Saka. And then Gyökeres then comes and does the foul on him. But really and truly, I'm trying to think of any chances we had. Oh, it was Mourinho who had the shot. Sorry, not Saka. I'm trying to think, other than the goals, how much more both goalkeepers had to do. I thought Sanchez made the better of the saves, which meant that Arsenal had more shots on goal than them that looked better. But if Chelsea did have more shots, I think majority of them must have gone off target, unless I look at the stats and I'm wrong there. But I'm not too sure that Chelsea did much in the second half other than the goal that really worried me. And that's because they had 10 men. But do you know what? I don't think we really proved that they had 10 men, because I don't think Arsenal were that great. I don't think Arsenal did anything to show that they had 11 men on the pitch and that the extra man was what was needed, because I didn't think that there was any difference between both sides. If I'm honest with you, I think the result was fair. I don't think we can walk away disappointed. We could have won the game at the end. Timber takes it off the head of Gyökeres. It could be 2-1 with the last kick of the game. But they could also look and say that they had chances that they should have been better with. Pedro Neto should have done better with a couple of chances, I felt. And obviously, João Pedro has the header, which Raya makes a great save with. But let's be real, like, it wasn't a great game. I didn't look at it and go, wow. I didn't look at it and go, oh, Chelsea are playing some beautiful football. And I also didn't look at it and think that Arsenal were. I think what disappointed me as well today is that I don't think anybody stood out, for Arsenal. I really don't. I thought Rice was okay. We missed Subamendi when he come off. But really and truly, other than Rice, was there anyone that was excellent today for Arsenal? Calafiori in the first half, yeah. But he came off. I don't know if it was tactical in terms of a yellow card. Zubimendi come off with the yellow card as well, but not great. Look, Nkapie got beat once. I think Mosquera might have had the same, but I thought both of them were fairly comfortable. I don't think they were moving the ball potentially as quickly as Saliba and Gabriel, but I expected that. They've not played together before. We've got to give them some credit there. And neither of them are at fault for the goal. Timber gets beat by Trevor Chalobah. And really, it's a great header. It was actually a really good header from Chalobah, to be fair, and one that, Arsenal was used to actually scoring as opposed to conceding. But I don't think that's done any massive damage to either team. But I certainly don't think it's done anywhere near enough for either team to get excited about this title race, which is still very early. So for whatever reason, we just turn up at Stamford Bridge, and whether we play well or not, Chelsea just can't beat us. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's a mentality thing for them, but they just can't get 3 points against us at home. It's weird. But I didn't think Arsenal played well today. I didn't actually think Mourinho was that good. He was dropping the ball off a bit too deep at times. He was losing the ball. He wasn't really, in my opinion anyway, striving us forward. I think he was actually more of a midfielder tonight than a striker. I don't think he was really a focal point, and that was disappointing. I know he scored a goal, and that made up for it a bit, but I didn't think he was great. Saka had a very mismatched game. There was parts I really liked. There was parts I think he just got it wrong. Cucurella did him a little bit. He did Cucurella a little bit. Pretty even matched. I would say Timber was okay, but not outstanding. But again, Timber's, when he has a bad game or a not as good game, it's still pretty good performance, right? Eze and Erdegaard, when he came on, not too sure they had created much at all. Erdegaard is obsessed with doing these flicks over the defense still. I don't get that. I've got to be honest. Eze really didn't turn up in any of the areas I need to see him in the pitch. I didn't think he really had any chances to shoot. And when he did, he tried too hard on the ball. Martinelli, disappointing today, came off, and rightly so. I didn't expect to see that. Gyökeres came on, and if I'm honest with you, don't think he did much, really. Other than, of course, I think he's that header is coming to him. He's just ready to tap it in, and Timber takes it off of him. Now I understand he's gone for the ball, and I get why. He's trying to get the goal as well, but they need to talk there. There needs to be communication. He needs to say, "Mine, Victor's," and it's 2-1, and we win the game. And yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't think Mikel Arteta did much wrong there, if I'm honest. I'm not going to look at Mikel and say, what was you doing? That was a shambles. Because I think the players just didn't quite look as up for it as Chelsea were. And I think it got to us a bit, the pressure again. I don't think that Arteta can be blamed all the time as soon as we drop points. So I didn't go for his neck when we drew to Sunderland, because I do think that sometimes you have to look individually at the players. And there's been times where he deserves calling out. Trust me, I have called him out, yeah. But when I looked at today, I thought, actually, you could see it weren't really working. So you actually tried to do something about it by bringing on, subs, and Martinelli come off and Zubimendi come off and Calafiori come off with the yellow cards. And I don't know that the subs really improved us, if I'm honest with you. Miles Lewis-Skelly was okay, but give it away a couple of times. Marino was giving it away. Gyökeres come on and was okay. So I don't think there was any reason for us to be expecting much more than what we got. Noni Madueke came on and got a lot of stick from the Chelsea fans, but to be fair, he did some nice bits on the left, some nice bits on the right, but nothing spectacular on the left or right at the same time. And I think that with him and Saka kind of changing and interchanging and him going on to the right-hand side, you just know he needs to start over there more. I don't want to see Noni on the left. It doesn't seem to work. And I don't know why we keep trying to persist with that. So it was disappointing from Arsenal today. I didn't really see the fight and the hunger and desire that I expected to see for such a big game, a game that really could have allowed us to pull away. And I thought we were so poor. It wasn't an exciting game. I'm glad it didn't go. It wasn't one that I remember. It wasn't an exciting one for the neutral. A lot of people talking up this game and hyping it up, but if you're hyping it up and that's the outcome, I think there'll be a few disappointed football fans this afternoon going, oh, really? A 1-1 draw, and they just kick the shit out of each other. That was it. Boring. Move on. And that's what Arsenal need to do now. We've got Brentford on Wednesday, and we've got Aston Villa, who, let's be real, are looking absolutely superb at the moment. Keep winning. Got himself up to third or fourth in the league. Joint points with Chelsea now. So if they think they're going for the title, then Aston Villa must be as well, because they're right on their tails. And I must say, I think Arsenal today showed that they actually can have a little bit of a soft underbelly, and that they can get a little bit more beaten up. The problem was, for Chelsea, they got a little bit won over us and then realised quite quickly, this ain't the Arsenal. They might have a little bit of a soft underbelly still, but it won't last forever. Because actually, I felt like Arsenal did tower over them in the end and were hard to kick up in the air. And I think the Arsenal sides of old, although they got to us a little bit and there was a couple of us losing their heads a bit, I actually thought, yeah, this is an Arsenal side that we can now look at as improved. Because the one years ago would have just flopped. It would have folded. They would have kicked us up in the air, been rolling round, rolling round. Actually, Nkapie got into them. Mosquera was hard to push about. Declan Rice, you can't get near. And then we've got other players now in the mix that are really going all out to make it difficult for any team to beat us up. So that was impressive for me. Good that Esteval come off, stinker and hooked. Didn't think he was very good. Missed a real good chance, put it over the bar, and then got subbed. Garnacho Common, I didn't think did much. Pedro Neto, the Chelsea fans have been disappointed with, and I thought, although he's probably their biggest threat tonight, I don't think he really got most of it right, if I'm honest. So there was disappointing moments from Chelsea as well as Arsenal, if I'm honest with you. It would have been interesting to see 11 v 11 because I do think that would have been a much better Chelsea that could have controlled and dominated a little bit more. But we were able to keep the ball, and I don't think we showed that we had the extra man. But I think it would have been even harder if they would have had 11 v 11, of course. So that could have been quite interesting to see how that panned out. But look, they haven't managed to beat us again at Stamford Bridge. I suppose that's the only positive you can take from the game is that we didn't lose. But draws can kill you in title races. And I know it's early and people say there isn't no title race yet. But I wonder if we'll look back at this game and go, was that a missed opportunity? They had 10 men. Everything was in our hands. We should have been able to go and win the game. And at 0-0, when he goes off, you're thinking there's only one team winning this game. And then for Chelsea to go 1-0 up, always got a chance then of not losing the game. And that's exactly what they didn't do. So I think when you look at what we could do and what we should do, I think you can say it's a disappointing result. But when you look at how badly we were in parts of the game and how poor we were in departments, I think sometimes you'll just say, brush it off, get out of there. You've got out there with a point. You ain't lost the game and let's keep it moving. We're 5 points ahead of Manchester City. We're 6 points ahead of Chelsea. And we are, of course, 9 points ahead of Liverpool. So we're in a really good position still, people. Very good position. But I'm frustrated, which is why the title was a real negative one. Sorry, people. I'm never happy when we draw against rivals and don't win games. That's the way I've got to be. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. In a bit, people.